God bless you, my brothers and sisters. I'm coming to you with a dream and a prayer request, which I believe the Lord wants us to pray in this hour as His body, because things are very serious and we live in an hour where we don't know what's going to happen next day. But everything started with last night when I prayed and I asked God, you said that we know all things and you reveal your things to us. So I prayed that and I said, can you please send me some dreams and show me things which are to come? That was my prayer. I didn't say nothing else. I said, I want to see the things which are will come. And I had a couple dreams. And I believe all of them are warnings from the Lord. I'll start with the first dream. The first dream, I just saw lots of people wailing, lots of people crying, and I knew that there were people from different countries, not just one country. It was not just Ukrainian women, they were different women, and I knew the war extended beyond Ukraine. I knew the war was in other countries, and people were like dealing with a reality that that's it, that's their life. No matter what they do from now on, that's it, the war is started. Like nobody can stop it at this point of time. But especially there were women crying. Some were dressed in black because they lost a loved ones and they were just weeping. And I was watching how they were weeping, and I just knew that's it, the war has started. I woke up and I went back to sleep, and I prayed and I said, God, please send me a dream from you. I don't want to see bad dreams. I don't want to see sad dreams. And this is the dream which He gave me. I pray and I ask you that you listen to the end, because He just let me know what that means. And in the morning when I woke up, I was like, what kind of matter of dream is this? This is not from you. But God is faithful. God is so faithful. If we pray something, He is faithful to do just that. So in my dream, the dream starts at me being in shelter. And the shelter was looking very futuristic. And why I say that, it almost looked like sci-fi-ish, you know, like something from the future. But in the shelter was built up like from almost like metal, you know, like very, like almost like a bunker. But it was not a bunker. It was like almost like a flying shelter. So if we need to leave, we can leave. And there were different rooms and different areas. So it looked like a spaceship, but like a huge spaceship, because there are lots of people in it. There are people from my country, which is Moldova. There were people from other countries. There were people from different states of America, which I personally know living. So I believe God will show me that there are different kinds of sorts of people. And we all were there, and like we had rooms with deposits of toys, so just our kids can have something to play. Almost like we were so prepared to stay. We had to stay there, but we also were prepared for it. So some people were like, I don't know why we should stay here, but you know, and they were like thinking to leave because nothing obviously was happening. I also, somehow I saw that there was chaos happening outside. Like people were just like driving fast from one place and another place. And I looked out of the window and I saw some people walk outside, and they were Chinese people, Asian looking. And what caught my attention, that some of them looked normal, but some of them looked not like normal person would look. They had some deformities, and like specifically one person, he had legs very skinny, almost looking like legs of ostrich. And I know, like, please listen to the end because it will make sense. Because when I woke up in the morning, I was like, this is not from the Lord. I'm not receiving this. How can this be from the Lord? So some decided to go home to grab some extra stuff, right? And because a lot of people were like, why are we here? We should not be here. Like nothing is happening, obviously. But in the beginning of my dream, I didn't know why we were there. I just knew that we were hiding in a shelter. We were at the somebody from my family left and went home to get some clothes for my kids, and they were supposed just to go really quick and come back. But again, some people, like I said to you, were not paying attention to the warning. They were like, nothing is happening, so I'm not gonna stay here. So the dream continues, and now I'm at the table with some other people fellowshipping, and all of a sudden I just know we need to look up. So I go outside and I look up, and I am amazed by what I see. I look up in the sky, and the best I can describe it, I see this spaceship, the black, brownish, made out of steel, almost like made out of this dark color spaceship, but it looked not like your typical one you see, you know, in like videos, you know, about aliens. It was more looking like a mushroom. So it had like a like this kind of shape, and then a part to it like that. And what caught my attention, number one, that it was covered by clouds, and the clouds were different colors, as if like exploding, you know, clouds, almost like there were fire in the clouds, right? And everybody's like, whoa, like that's it, that's the end. And we, you know, first my mind, because I'm looking and I'm thinking that's a spaceship, I'm thinking that's aliens. Obviously I don't believe in aliens, but in my dream I'm like, that's aliens. But then the spaceship opened up and I was able to see black people, and by black people I mean they were all dressed in black, like there were no face to them. They looked as us, but they didn't have no face. They were totally black, totally black. And I'm like, that's it, that's the end. So I run inside the shelter and I pick up my phone and I call this person who left from my family, and I find them asleep in our house. And I hear the news is playing in the background. The news doesn't even report on this. And I tell to that person, you need to wake up right now. You need right now to come up here. Get up. Don't even worry about clothes. Run. And they were very sleepy, and they were like, oh. And I'm like, listen to me. This is not a joke. You need to wake up right now and run as fast as you can here. If you don't believe me, look up. That's all I kept saying. If you don't believe me, look up. And the dream ended. So I woke up and I was like, God, this is not you. I don't believe, like, I'm not even watching futuristic movies. I am not into aliens. I am not into space movies. I'm not in those things. So but I said like this morning in my prayer with the Lord. I said, God, if this is the dream from you, I receive it. And I pray that your will be done, because you are not the author of confusion. You are the Spirit of truth leading me on the path of righteousness. That's all I said. So I'm getting ready right now to go meet up with some people. And I open my YouTube just while I'm getting ready to see maybe I can listen to something, you know, encouraging. And there is this Ukrainian pastor I follow, and he just released today a video called Look Up. So obviously I am very intrigued by that video, and I decided to click on it. And he's in Ukraine currently during the war, but he decided to go live so we can talk about the second coming of Jesus Christ, and that it's not a joke, it's coming. But he said that right now, more than ever, where the nuclear war threat is so real, we need to look up, because that's where our help comes from. And then he started bringing an example from the movie, which he was advised to see yesterday, called Don't Look Up. And how that movie, which I have not even known there is a movie like that. I think I heard of it now that he said the narrative of it, but I'd never seen it, where the science discovered that this asteroid is coming, and this asteroid will basically kill a lot of Earth, and people do not believe, and they are trying to release these warnings for people to believe. But there is even this campaign from people who will have gain from the asteroids hitting the Earth, saying, do not look up. So I'm like, wow. And then it dawns on me, the spaceship I saw where those little black people were in looked like a mushroom. The spaceship which I saw was covered by the clouds and fire. Think about it. If you go and Google right now, and I will post a picture of it, how does a nuclear explosion looks? It looks like a mushroom. They even call it the mushroom of nuclear, because it spreads out like this, but it looks like a funnel. You guys, I believe this is the warning from the Lord. I believe the saints of God need to get on their faces and ask for mercy. I believe that Satan and his puppets, and I will call them the forces of darkness, which we are fighting against in the spirit realm, are puppeting people who have the power to do it. and it will affect everybody. This is why I saw some people outside walking and they were deformed. They didn't look like normal people. If you know what I mean, I grew up in Moldova, and right before I was born, Chernobyl happened in Ukraine, which a lot of kids were born with deformities. Now it made sense to me why I saw those people deformed, but they were of Chinese descent. They were Asian. So I believe that China will play a major role in it. And I don't know how this will tie it in. I'm still praying about it, but I'm here to warn you. And I'm here to call out for a prayer. But we pray for mercy. And we ask the Lord to wake up those who are asleep, because the warnings are all around us. And we need to be more than ever preaching the gospel of the kingdom to those who are asleep, and show them those warnings, because it's there. It's happening before our eyes. I asked him last night and I said, can you show me things which will happen, which will come? Mind you, God never does anything unless he reveals it unto his prophets. I am not calling myself a prophet, but I know the prayer I prayed. And I know he showed me that this thing would be the end. But some were in a shelter, some believed the warning, some came. What encourages me, there were people from Moldova who I know, they have I don't know their walk with the Lord, but I am not sure where their faith is. But there are some who I know have, just a form of faith or a form of belief. I am not judging them. I'm just saying that I used to be like that. I believed that I knew God until I met him, until I encountered Jesus Christ, when I surrendered my life. And my life has totally been transformed since then. Again, this video is not just scary. This video is a call to prayer. I hope that I'm wrong, but I know the prayer I prayed. I said, God, show me the things which are to come. I believe a nuclear weapon will be released. That's why we were in the shelter. That's why we were in the shelter, because under his wing, we are in the shelter of the Most High. Do you see that? We are his people. We are a chosen generation. And he said, those whom are called by his name, he said that if we abide in his presence, we will be in the shadow of Almighty. He is our shelter. He said, in the day of trouble, he will hide us in the secret of his pavilion. But it's coming, and there will be some asleep. But we need to keep telling them, look up, look up. If you don't believe me, look up. So please, join me in prayer and pray for mercy. Pray that God changes the hearts of those people, God. God, right now, I am asking you right now that you touch those hearts of stone and you transform them in the hearts of flesh. God, but I'm going to say this. Let your will be done, not ours. God, I'm going to ask you this, that we are able to go and warn, and we will be in safety, for your word will never return unto you void. You said that you preserve us from all evil. You preserve our souls. You said that you are our shelter, you are our fortress. You deliver us. The angel of the Lord delivers us because we fear you. God, I'm asking you right now that we will be a voice in this generation which will cry out and help people understand the times we live in. But their redemption comes from the Lord, and they need to look up, because that's where their help will come from. Saints, I am asking you, this is a warning I received, and I am asking you too. This is not a time for us to sleep. This is a time for us to pray for mercy. For mercy, not just for us, but for the entire earth. Pray for mercy. Pray that God's will be done. Pray that God will change those hearts. I love you. God bless you.